I'm going to go ahead and run a couple of one-way between group ANOVAs. So let's get started. Our first categorical variable is called profession, and with 3 levels: health, communication, technology, and the DB is love of math. So I changed this from ordinal to scale. If the data is ordinal, you should use a non-parametric version, but at this stage, I don't want to go into that depth. So here we go. Let's first check for normality for love of math. We're going to go to Analyze, Descriptives, Explore, and love of math, Plots, Histogram, unclick, check normality plots. That'll give us the Kolmogorov test or the Shapiro-Wilks test. And so normality, it looks pretty normal to me. And it, according to the Kolmogorov-Smirnov test, the data is normal enough. So it did not violate the assumption of normality. Let's go ahead and run the test. We're going to go to Analyze, General Linear Model, Univariate. Our DB is what's physically being measured for every group, and that's the love of math. And we're going to be, fixed factors is the profession variable. And we're going to go to options first. We always want the descriptive statistics, effect size, power, and homogeneity variance. That's the other assumption that we're going to check here. And what else can we do? There has to be at least 3 groups. So we can go to Postdoc Test to run a Postdoc test, and I'm going to do the Tukey test. Really don't need to do that, and that's it for now. So here's the results. This is how many people we had in each group. Sample size is not that big, but here's the means, and you can tell right off the bat that there's a significant difference between the means right here, right? Technology, their average is 5, and the health guys is only 2.2. So here's our Levine's test for the homogeneity of variance. In other words, the variance for each one of these groups should be relatively the same. And because it's not less than 0.05, that means we did not violate that assumption. So the data did not violate the assumption of normality or homogeneity variance. And the last one is independence of observation, and there's no way for us to test that. So now let's look at the results. And there it is right there. The sig value is 0.025, which means there was a significant difference in the love of math scores between the groups. And let's check our Postdoc test. So here's health and communication, no difference. Health and technology, significant difference. So that's the only difference was between the technology guys who had a 5 and the health guys who had a 2.2. So that is it in a nutshell. And I'm going to do the next one here in a second, but please hold. Here's the next one way between group ANOVA, with the categorical IV being relationship with 8 levels: married, single, divorced, cohabitating, widowed, multiple, never been in one, and other. Kind of curious what other would be, but let's keep going. Those are our different levels, and let's check anxiety. That's our DV to see if it's normal. We're going to go to Analyze, Descriptives, Explore. Out with love of math, in with anxiety, and our plots, histogram, normality, still checked. Click OK. There's our normality, and got some outliers here. A little bit skewed. Looks skewed to me, a little bit skewed. But according to the Kolmogorov-Smirnov test, it is not skewed. But if you switch to the Shapiro-Wilks test, it is skewed, right? It's not normal. But again, for a short version, we're just going to assume that the KS test is correct. So it did not violate normality. Let us run the test. We go to Analyze, General Linear Model, Univariate. Out with you guys. So relationship is our fixed factor. Anxiety is what we're measuring in everybody. And the rest of these things should already be checked. And they are. Let's click OK. So it's how many in each group. And there's the means. Right off the bat, you got other who is a 8. That's really, really low. So they don't have any anxiety whatsoever. But some of these guys are really, really high, right? So there's going to be a difference. And bad news is the assumption of homogeneity variance was violated, right? So it means the variance wasn't the same for the groups. Now let's go down here and check to see if we can get our F-test in here somewhere. Hold on, having difficulties. There's the F-test right there. Bam. So according to this, there was a significant difference between the anxiety scores between the groups. So real quick, I just go up to the mean box, and again, just you look at the low and the high. So there's widowed is 33, single never married is 33.06, and then the lowest is other. Okay, so that's how you do these bad boys. MGZ out.